Hello and welcome to the August 2024 energy update, specifically for lightworkers, healers, and wayshowers who are here co-creating the new earth. I'm Casey Knight, and I am a spiritual teacher, coach, mentor, and guide, as well as activator for the people that are really here to be the light in this really chaotic time right now where everything is being illuminated. And I've been taking the energetic pulse of the upcoming months for the last 4 or 5 years now. And the theme for a very long time was like, you need to get ready. You need to get ready. But we've really crossed over the bridge into you need to be ready, because now is when things are really shifting and changing so very quickly. So we're going to look at the astrology and the elemental archetypal energies that are coming in, and more importantly, how to navigate it, because it's intense. What else is new, right? We've had a lot of intensity since 2019, or going back even further to 2012, but things are really accelerating on the global scale as things are coming to light. Old systems are really being illuminated and shaken and sometimes being disassembled, and new ideas, new energies are not only being born but also coming from the cosmos and from our own hearts. Like, it's a really wild time, but it's also a really exciting time to be here. Now, I also psychically tune in to what I see for the month ahead, and for a very long time, I was getting like a lot of duality, a lot of like, one side's going to be like this and the other side's going to be like this. I did not enjoy the image that I get to present for August. And I always want to just share what I receive really candidly and authentically, but from a place of alignment and from the heart. So I want you to take a moment to just drop into the heart space with me so you can receive from this place and not the mind level, okay? This is going to be how I want us all to operate moving forward, or at least to practice as often as possible, because what's going to be happening is really beyond what the mind can comprehend on its own. The mind is always supposed to just be a tool, and we've given it like full authority to do all of the things. So take a moment to just take a breath into your heart with me. And imagine just taking an elevator ride from your head all the way down into your heart space. And that's why I want you to hear all of this energy. Because as a leader of the new earth that we're all co-creating, right, where we're looking at the way things are and we're like, we could do better, and you're here to help fine tune and support the people and the earth through this transition time, we are learning to live in the heart space. And that includes a whole bunch of shakeups. And we are here to be the anchors, to be the lighthouses, to be not the voice of reason so much, but to be the unfuckwithable energy field that makes people go, okay, things are crazy, things are rough, things are tough right now. And also, it's going to be okay. In fact, better than okay. It's happening for our highest and best good. And it's still intense right now. So we're here to be that bridge between the cosmic and the earth energy, to be an intersection point for humanity and divinity. And if you're like, I didn't know I was here to do that, if you're watching this, you are welcome and thank you. So when I closed my eyes and said, show me August, I felt it first, and it was the earth shaking. It was literally an earthquake, and I was like, ugh, do you mean this literally? Because sometimes things are metaphoric, right? And I got, yes, and this is both literal and figurative. Our world is being shaken up, and August is going to have a kick up to the intensity of that. And what I was receiving was that it's a shakeup in ways that are unexpected to the landscape, the geopolitical landscape, to the world stage, but also sometimes the earth itself is going to shake. And it's really interesting because that message came through for me right around the time that I noticed, there's some Yellowstone geysers exploding at the end of July. So there's basically internal and external shifts. And I'm not here to go like, get ready, it's the big one, it's coming, you guys all need to panic and be a prepper. And also, I feel like when I tuned into this, there was just all of these pockets of deep transformation that were actually being cleansed by the elements, right? Where the earth herself, or water, or fire, or air are coming in and doing like a cleanup, a sweep, a transformational shift that has to happen on a very physical level. And this is happening all over the world. And we know, again, this is nothing new, but I'm saying just notice what you need to be prepared for in your area, because stuff might come through: fires, floods, tornadoes, hurricanes, earthquakes. It's just going to be quite prevalent over the month of August and maybe leading into September. So this is the kind of thing that humans do not want to experience. We call them natural disasters, obviously, and these are always happening. And I'm just not one who normally speaks into this stuff. Usually I'm talking about the internal pieces, but this is what I'm shown. There is going to be some, and I want you to understand, again, from the highest zoomed out perspective, it is happening for us. People who perish in natural disasters came with a soul contract to be an example that is going to highlight something for humanity, right? There's going to be so much good that comes out of any bad, because humanity, we're alchemists and we're transformers and we transmute things, and more people are coming into this alchemical experience where people take the crap that's happening and they go, let's make meaning of this, and they turn it into something that's going to actually really accelerate humanity's consciousness, their awareness, their interconnectivity, their resilience. And it sucks. It sucks that humans need these kinds of events, whether they're, like a natural disaster or something like a war or something else, to really shift things along. But we don't really move unless we're forced to. We don't move unless we're uncomfortable enough to move. So these events that are happening both on the natural and the geopolitical scale are actually here to accelerate our soul's evolution, our consciousness, the collective consciousness of the planet. So I want you to take a page out of Mr. Rogers' book and look for the helpers. Look for the helpers, look for the people that are being the light. And if you can be one, be one. And you are here to tap into your soul light and shine it. You are here to be the light for other people that are in it so deep that they cannot see the hope and the optimism and the possibility that you can see and bring forward. And as we enter into August, we're actually beginning in Leo season, which is really fun in the tropical zodiac, which is based upon the way the equinoxes and the solstices work on this planet. So I want you to know that the energy is here to really support you in shining, in sharing your divine light, your soul light, in expressing your power, your joy, your magic. And it is here and it's time, right? Everything actually is here to support us in doing that role right now, in creating this space where our radiance can be witnessed and can be seen. And the time for hiding it, that is actually over. And most of us are really needing to dig in. And if we have any healing work we need to do to connect us into the feeling of it's safe to shine, that's where your work is, especially this month. So as we're tuning into this, we are going to be looking at the new moon coming up on August the 4th, and that is also in Leo. So it's this chance for us to set intention to expand the light of our soul and its radiance and shining and being an example. And whether you're already in this professionally as a lightworker, healer, teacher, visionary, what have you, or you are doing it in your personal life, doing it in relationship, in parenting, in your job, this is still your job. It's to show up and get rid of as much of the crap that's in the way of you just shining your joyful light as possible. So August 4th, setting intention. Hey, Spirit, show me what needs to move, and may I grow into the person who can be the light, who can be this light in this chaotic time. May I be, aligned. May I be unfuckwithable is always my prayer. So I have something in my eye, but I'm on a roll, so I'm not going to stop here. I'm going to just move into how Venus is going to move into Virgo on August the 5th. And Venus is really the expression of both the divine feminine and our beingness, not so much the doingness. Mars would be the counterpoint with the divine masculine and the doing and the action. So when Venus is in Virgo, there's two things that can happen depending on your energetics. One is it could kick up the energy of needing things to be really organized, otherwise you're going to feel anxious. It can really kick up any feelings of needing to control circumstances if that strength is turned up too high, if you're too much towards the dysregulated nervous system state. But it can also be the most aligned, step-by-step, sacred energy that helps us get things going and keep them going in a divine flow. So this energy of the Virgo priestess or priest is all about making the sacred from the mundane. And the mundane is like your daily tasks, the things you need to do, the things you have to do to align with your bigger vision, with your bigger mission. So this is a really great time as we're into that energy where fall is approaching in the northern hemisphere, spring is approaching in the southern hemisphere, to basically get our ducks in a row and go, what do I need to be my most radiant self during this Leo season? Because typically there are some very practical physical things that we need to do. So this is looking into, what needs to be organized? How do I need to plan ahead? What does my body need? It is an earth sign, so we want to work with earth to create the container for the beautiful fiery Leo energy and for your light to shine through. Now, just in July, we had this full moon in Capricorn that was coming up to release all the things that are in the way of your legacy. And there was all this opportunity to dream into your legacy. What do you want to share? What do you want to leave behind? And now it's like, okay, you have these dreams. Now it's, what is the practical aligned action that you need to take? And that's going to come in more fully as the sun enters Virgo on August 22nd, and we move even more deeply into that Virgo energy of organizing and getting the tasks done and ready, but in the most sacred of ways. There is this statement, and I don't know where it comes from, but it's like, before enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. After enlightenment, chop wood and carry water. And that just means you still have shit to do. And we have more shit to do than ever. So what do you need to do to get it done? This is what this energy can bring forward for you, is step-by-step linear processes that help you ground the ideas into the material realm and actually make something tangible and practical, okay? Now, if we just go back just a little bit to August 19th, before the sun moves into Virgo and the sun is still in Leo, we actually have a full moon in Aquarius. And this is also a really potent, powerful time for illuminating and releasing whatever is in the way of our most visionary, expansive dreams and potential for what the future can bring. And so I really want you to, on this full moon, before the sun goes into Virgo, is to look up and go what do I want to see in the future? Tap into that vision and bring it into your now and go, what's in the way of me doing this and becoming this? So you can work with both the identity and the application pieces. And please take some time to feel and dream into the future that you want to bring in. So as the sun moves into Virgo, you can go, okay, what is the step-by-step linear process that I have to take to get there, to bring these new codes forward? And as new earth leaders, as visionaries, as co-creators, this is what the real work is. We cannot just leave it in dreamland and wait for someone to come and do it for us. If you're watching this, you are here as a co-creator, meaning there is work to be done and you cannot get taken out by the chaos in the outer world. I don't want you to look at what's happening. If there's weird shakeups, if there's literal earth shaking, if there's fires, floods, tornadoes, obviously if your life is in danger, it's in your community, you need to take care of you. But I need you to work through this. And when I say I need you, I mean Team Humanity, Lightworkers leaders, we have to be able to look at the global peace and have compassion and, do whatever work is needed, whatever help is needed if it's right in front of us, but we can't let it take us off mission, right? This is the work that we need to do right now. Back in February, the theme was to become unfuckwithable so that you could do the work. And now it's like, yeah, because we're here and we're now, and we need that energy more than anything. And it's possible. That doesn't mean you're working all the time. That doesn't mean you're working on in this bent that is trying to just be too much and do too much. What you get to do is take care of you first, and remember that we are a team, so it's not all your responsibility. So don't for a second take on so much responsibility that you feel like it's too heavy or too much. We're all in this together, and many hands makes light work. So, finishing up with the astrology. On August 29th, Venus enters Libra. Mars is actually just direct all month, still in Gemini. So as Venus enters Libra, we're going to have this beautiful opportunity to really see through more eyes than just our own. Libra is about seeing all of the different perspectives and finding balance. And this is always going to be both internal and external, but with Venus, it's really about your internal experience. So feeling all of these different parts of you, the ones that are human and divine, the one that's like the mother or the teacher, but also the lover and the friend and the court jester, whatever it is, and going, what do all of these different pieces of me need to be unified? Because the time of having all of these separate pieces is over, right? This is a time of grand reunification on all levels and all layers as we really honor our multi-dimensional aspects. And it's really, really, really exciting, because when we come into personal cohesion and coherence and unification, then we have the chance to access all of our magic and all of our power. And then we can move forward and act in the world and take all of the next steps that we get to take to bring that grand vision for the future into this now moment in a unified way. So we are actually doing it without the internal fight, without that push and pull of like, part of us wants to do this and part of us wants to do that. It's all coming into wholeness. And this is what is, again, so exciting about this time. So if things are wild and rocky in your internal or external place, can you still hold the perspective of, this is happening for me? This is happening to accelerate my evolution. This is happening for humanity's evolution of consciousness, for the ascension, for the co-creation of the new earth. Now, none of this is easy. And also, it is our responsibility, but we don't have to do it alone. So inviting you into deeper connection, inviting you into community and mentorship and places and spaces where you feel held and you feel safe, because we are here to do this together. So there are just a couple other themes that came up to help you handle the energy. And what I really want to share with you is we cannot lose sight of the power of love, okay? The power of love is what is going to bring this through without us falling into fear. So it is a spectrum between like love and fear is the one that is us in pure separation from source and our divinity. And when we have love, and I'm not talking romantic love or friendship love, though that is great, like bring more of that in. I'm talking about divine love, the agape kind of love that comes when you access your personal divinity. So this is the piece. Can you really tune into the divine love, the Christ consciousness field, your personal divinity, and bring through that power of love as the embodiment of it as you work through whatever is right in front of you? This is part of the key, right? And we want to make sure that we are still being held in the power of our intention. So your intention, attention, and what you're focused on is going to be what's going to grow in front of you. And because there's so many distractions out these days, I need you to really highlight the focus on what it is you actually want to create, what it is you actually want to grow, and then focus on more of that. You can look at what you don't want, but not to be sucked in. There's too many people getting stuck in that energy of like, here are the problems, here's all the problems. Yes, take that look at the problems and then use it as a springboard to go, and so what do I want instead? And let that be your focus. Let that be all of our focus. Honor, acknowledge the problems, or not bypassing them, but you go, what do I want instead? And then how do I get there? And you take those step-by-step actions, and we have to be in faith and trust and flow that it's going to take time. There's no quick fix. No one's coming to save us. We're here to do it on our own, but we're not on our own. We're in co-creation. So we are here at this beautiful time of transformation where things are really, really kicking up in speed, in intensity, and I need you to know you've got this. You've got this. This is our time to shine, literally. So let's continue in Leo season, unlocking as much of our inner divine radiance as possible and having as much fun with it as possible as well. And if you would love my support to move through this energy, I want to share with you a couple opportunities that you can take to do that. First off, if you're not inside the Luminous Evolution group, our sacred community, you can come and join us on Facebook and connect with other beautiful souls. We also have a beautiful free resource for you called the Free Frequency Upgrade Academy, and that's a space where I share some of my absolute favorite tools to help you feel connected, feel resourced, and be unfuckwithable, activating what I call your sparkle field, where you can be in your most divine and uplifting radiance. So those resources, if you haven't tapped into them, please do. The Upgrade Academy is just like an hour's worth of my favorite, most effective tools to amplify your vibrational frequency. There's so many other ways that I can support you. I am going to leave my links below. I am accepting new clients for my multidimensional magic and mastery, which is an advanced private mentorship that you can do with me. And there's also space for you to join us inside the Abundant as Fuck Lightworker membership, another place where you can get really fun tools, networking, connection, belief repatterning, and all kinds of experiences, both live and in our pre-recorded library, that will help you move out of the energy of fear and scarcity and separation and into the frequency of abundance, which is basically learning how to tap into the quantum field and be a divine channel and be a badass alchemist so that you can be the light that you are here to be. So I am sending you so much love for the month of August. I really hope that you listen to this from your heart space, and none of what I said about, the potential of things being quite shaky on the external stage isn't coming and making you feel fearful, right? It's also it's not news. Like, we know, we've been hearing for a long time, things are shifting and changing, and that includes, more active weather, things like that. I want you to remember that it's happening for you, and if you can move in faith instead of fear, that this is happening for us all, even if it doesn't feel like it, then you're going to basically be able to sail through, and you'll have your human moments too, right? I will, say that, like, I cried when the town of Jasper close to me burned. I cried. Like, we have these human moments, and we can't allow ourselves to get stuck in them. We can't afford ourselves to get stuck in them if we're truly here to create something new. So this is the work that I'm here to do, is to give you the tools, the practical, tangible tools to move from feeling like we have to get stuck and taken out by all of the energy into moving into that energy of, like, you know what? I can transmute it. I can transmute the pain. I can turn it into power. I can turn it into art. I can turn it into rocket fuel for our ascension. And if there's any way that I can support you, reach out, come and play in my community. And I'm so grateful that you're here on this journey with me. So sending you so much love, and we will talk soon.